Hi friends! So today we are going to learn a song called the Kookaburra Song. And this is a song that comes from the country of Australia. Australia is both a country and a continent. That means that it is a large land mass. It is one of our 7 major continents: North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. So, like I said, both a country and a continent. Now, in Australia, they've got a lot of really cool animals and birds and even insects that we don't have here in America. And one of the birds that they have is called the kookaburra. Now, it's nicknamed the laughing kookaburra because of the sound that it makes. Listen. You've probably heard that sound before. They use it in lots of tropical sound effects for different movies and cartoons. Chances are, anytime you've seen a show with a jungle in it or a rainforest, you hear that sound. The funny thing is, there's really no rainforests in Australia. They've got a large desert area known as the outback, and then they've got their coastline. Now, the kookaburra is really common in Australia. It's a lot like pigeons are here. You see them everywhere, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But now I want to show you something. So this is a kookaburra. A kookaburra has a very interesting form, shape, color. It has a very thick beak or bill. It is actually very thick bodied. It's part of something called the kingfisher family of birds. Interestingly enough, it is the only kingfisher bird that does not actively fish. It is an inland bird. Uh, the males in the species have blue feathers on their wings. And if you notice, the top of their beak is like a bluish teal color. I think they're a really interesting, really pretty bird. So the video that I'm about to show you is from SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida, where they have Merlin, who is a kookaburra that helps educate the guests there about this particular species of bird. So we're going to watch this together.
This is Merlin, and he is what's called a laughing kookaburra. He is actually 22 years old, and he's part of what's called the SSP plan, which is our species survival plan. He's the largest of the kingfisher family, and these animals are found in Australia. But the cool thing about them is that you'll hear them in every jungle movie around, Tarzan to anything else.
This is really cool. You've got to see this.
Ready? Is that you'll hear that in jungle movies. Tarzan, though, is from Africa, where these guys are from Australia. The other thing that's real cool, they have these adaptations. They have like a gyroscope in their head. Anytime that they want to hunt, they can keep their head locked in place, and their head will not move at all. Also, you'll notice on his side these blue feathers right here. That indicates that he's a male. Females don't have pink, just the boys have the blue. So this guy you'll see here at SeaWorld of Orlando, and we like to do surprise and delights throughout the park. So who knows, one day you might see him, or you might even be able to hear him.
So I absolutely love learning about these animals, and that just makes them all the more interesting to know that we have them in different places here in the United States where we can learn about them. The North Carolina Zoo actually has 2 of them They're currently housed in the desert exhibit. And when you go into the desert exhibit, if they are actively calling and actively making their sound, then you can hear them pretty much through the entire pavilion. They're really loud. So now we're going to hear the song. Now, what you're going to notice is that you hear it one time with everybody singing it together. Then you're going to hear different groups of people layering their voices. If you look right over here and follow my arrow, we have numbers at the beginning of each line, meaning there are going to be 4 groups of people that are singing. When group 1 finishes the first line, group 2 will start back here at the first line. If you've ever heard people sing row, row, row your boat, that's called a round, where they layer their voices on top of each other. That's what this kind of a song is. It's a round. So obviously from home, it's really hard to sing around, but you're going to get a chance to hear that. So we're going to listen to it one time, and then I'm going to teach you the words and the movements. So here's the first line. Second. Third. Fourth. Oops. Here's group 1. Group 2 came in. Group 3. Group 4. Now they're going to start ending the same way they started, fading out one group at a time. So could you hear all of those parts layering on top of each other? I'm sure that you could. Let's talk about what some of these words mean. Let's talk like an Aussie. So the kookaburra we've already talked about. It is a native bird of Australia. There we have our picture of one sitting there, and we have a picture of Australia. It's over in the Indian Ocean. It is close to Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, and several other areas in that part of the world. It is very large, and like I said earlier, these birds are everywhere. You find them in the cities, you find them in the country, you find them up in trees, specifically gum trees. And we see that the gum tree is down here below. The gum tree is another word for a eucalyptus tree. Now, you've probably heard of eucalyptus trees before. Koala bears are known to eat the leaves off of eucalyptus trees. And I've got 2 pictures there. The first one is a close-up of some of the leaves and the flowers and the seeds of the eucalyptus tree. And then right next to that, we have a grove, a forest of eucalyptus trees. They kind of look fan-like, which is why we had our hand up like this. Or why we will have our hand up like that. You'll see in a minute. And another word that they talk about is the bush, which is the forest, the wild, being in the outback. So these are words that you might not necessarily hear in America, but they are very common in Australia. Okay, friends, now it's time to learn the words and the movements. We've listened to it, we've seen the words, so now I'm going to give you a couple of hand movements that we can do along with it. Ready? Kookaburra sits on the old gum tree. So that's going to be our gum tree. We're going to bring our hand up and hold it in front of us like a tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. So that is our crown. Then we're going to hold our belly like we're having a big belly laugh. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Then we're going to show a big smile for the merry life that he has. Kookaburra gay your life must be. So let's do that together. Ready? Kookaburra sits on the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra gay your life must be. Very good. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and we are going to sing it with the music and the movements. As you're listening, don't forget there's going to be other groups singing along. We're going to be part of the first group. So we sing it one time and then we sing it 2 more times without stopping. Ready? One, 2, and here we go. Kookaburra sits on the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra gay your life must be. Very good. All right. Remember, 2 times without stopping. Here we go. Kookaburra sits on the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra gay your life must be. Kookaburra sits on the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra gay your life must be. Great job. Okay, friends, so now we're going to add some rhythm. You know me. We don't have to have instruments to make music. So below me are 2 rhythm patterns, rhythm 1 and rhythm 2. Each rhythm has 2 beats per measure, which means we're not going to be counting our patterns to 4 like we normally would. We're also going to be using some body percussion, which means no real instruments, just you. So the letter S, anywhere you see that, that means to stomp. The letter P means to pat our arms like this. The letter C means to clap our hands. And the letter R means to rub our hands. So let's take a look at rhythm 1. On that side. So rhythm 1, we've got 2 quarter notes, 2 eighth notes, and a quarter note. Now you'll notice I do not have the note heads there. And that's because we're not playing a pitch. We're not playing a note on a xylophone or a piano. We're using our body, which has no pitch. So I have those X's there. Now that doesn't mean that these sounds don't get their full value. So those are quarter notes at the beginning. They will get a full beat. The eighth notes get half a beat. Remember, anytime 2 notes are holding hands and walking together, it takes 2 of them to make 1 beat. So let's count rhythm 1 together. Starting from the beginning, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Say that with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, and 2. Good job. Now, underneath our count, above our count, we have our letters. So it's going to sound like this, and we're going to play our pattern or pat or clap or stomp our pattern the same way we said it. It should sound exactly like it. You hear me say this all the time. Play it the way you say it. If you can count it, you can play it. Okay? So let's go slowly. Ready? Rhythm 1. stomp, stomp, pat, pat, clap. Great. Let's do that again. Ready? 2 times this time. Here we go. Stomp, stomp, pat, pat, clap. Good job. Now, let's do rhythm 2. You'll notice that we have the same pattern in each measure, but we're switching up the last beat. We have our 2 eighth notes, 1 quarter note. Let's count first. Here we go. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Great. Remember, we're in the pattern right below me. So let's look at that and count it again. Here we go. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Good job. Now, let's go ahead and play our pattern. Remember, play it the way you say it. Here we go. Rub, rub, clap. Rub, rub, stomp. Rub, rub, clap. Rub, rub, stomp. Good job. So what we're going to do, because this is a round, the first time through the song, we're going to do half of the song with rhythm 1, half of the song with rhythm 2. The next time, as they keep going, I'm going to just call out the pattern number. When I want you to switch, we'll switch. Okay? Let's give it a try. Might help if I started from the beginning. Ready? Remember, rhythm 1. 1, 2, here we go. Stomp, stomp, pat, pat, clap, stomp, stomp. Rhythm 2. Rub, rub, clap, rub, rub, stomp. Rub, rub, clap, rub, rub, stomp. Great. Now, I'm going to mix it up. Ready? Start with rhythm 1. Stomp, stomp, pat, pat, clap. Ready? Pattern 2. Rub, rub, clap, rub, rub, stomp. Ready? Pattern 1. Stomp, stomp, pat, pat, clap. Great job, everybody. Well, I hope you've had as much fun as I've had. I love doing this song with you, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye, everybody.